Hey you guys, and welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, hi, my name is April, and in today's video I'm going to be doing a full face of new high-end makeup. I have everything from the new NARS collection, I have the new Makeup by Mario foundation, the new Urban Decay concealer, I have two different powders that I want to try out today, and of course the new Rare Beauty highlighters. I have so many new products I want to try out. But before we get into today's video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and don't forget, if you're not already subscribed, I would love if you would subscribe to my channel. Now let's get into this full face of high-end makeup. Let's start with the eyes. I did go ahead and I already primed my eyes. I used the Gerard Cosmetics Clean Canvas Base. Everything that I used in today's video, I will have it linked down in the description just in case if I forget to mention anything. For eyeshadow, we are going to be using this one from NARS. This is the new one that they just came out with. I am going to compare some of the older NARS eyeshadows that I have in my collection because we do have repeats in the new palette. Again, this is what the palette looks like, and then this is what the colors look like. Very basic neutral colors. And I did go ahead and I pulled out 3 eyeshadow palettes in my collection, or quads. I'm not sure if I want to say what the names are, so we'll just go ahead and I'll just compare them for you guys real quick. I did find all of these at Marshall's or TJ Maxx, so just keep that in mind, except for this one. I did buy this at Ulta a long time ago, but I have seen this one floating around at Marshall's and TJ Maxx. This one is the Summer Solstice, so just if you want any of these palettes, I would check Marshall's or TJ Maxx. What it looks like, just to give you a look. This little one is called the Unwrapped Mini Eyeshadow Palette, but it's like part of the same line almost, I guess. And then real quick, yes, so I do see one shade that is the same and the same name, and it is Seduce. So there's a Seduce in this one and a Seduce in this one. Oh yeah, 100% identical. And then let's go ahead and move on to this one. This is the I'm just gonna say it, Orgasm X eyeshadow palette. Compare it. This one and the one in the middle look the same, huh? I think that was probably the only one. Oh, and then these two at the corner. So we'll go ahead and swatch those to see if those are comparable to one another. I'm gonna go ahead and do the dark ones first. So we'll do this one, and then the same one, Seduce. The older palette doesn't have names, so I'm not 100% sure, but we'll go ahead and do it underneath. Oh yeah, that looks identical. Oh yeah, so those are all 4 shades from the, well, 2 of the shades are from the new palette and then 2 are from the older palette, but all those 3 look the same. So yeah, I definitely think we have a repeat shade in this one as well. And then let's go ahead and do Summer Solstice. I think there was more shades that were comparable, but I'll go ahead, oops, and put it side by side so you guys could see. And then I'm just going to take a quick look. Seduced again is also in this palette. Oh, and Seven Heaven. So there's 2 shades in the new one that are the same from the Summer Solstice palette. So right off the bat, will I say you guys need this palette if you have these other 3 in your collection? No, I know a lot of people already have the Summer Solstice in their collection, so if you have this one in your collection already, I would probably say pass on this one, but we're going to try out the quality of the new one. I'm not sure what I want to do. I'm going to keep it simple. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this shade right here, which I think is Seven Heaven, I believe. Just looks like this, and I'm gonna put that all in the crease. There is a little bit of kick up, but not a lot, not anything major. Okay, that is what Seven Heaven looks like on my eyelids. I did forgot to mention that I did notice in this new palette that there are only 2 mattes, which is these 2, and they're pretty similar to each other. The rest of the shades are metallics or like satin maybes, but yeah, very similar for $49, you guys, I'm just not a fan of that. I think you guys could definitely pass on this palette. It's performing nicely, but I mean, like I said, for the price, it's just, I don't think it's worth it in my opinion. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to try to deepen out the end with this color right here, which I believe is called Push It. I hope it's Push It, but yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. That's what this one looks like. It's just a little bit darker. So what I'll go ahead and do is I will get a smaller brush. Hopefully I have one. This is the ref for number 13. It's just a small brush like that one. And then I'll take this one right here and then just try to deepen out the ends a little bit, the outer corner, I mean. Yeah, these two shades are just way too similar to one another. I'm not getting very much depth at the outer part. Yeah, you can't even barely see that. So that's a little bit disappointing. I couldn't find the word. So I think I'm just gonna leave it like that. Again, it's very simple. And then I'll go ahead and I'll take one of the shimmer shades all over my lid. I think I want to, let's swatch this one I'm gonna swatch this one right here, the green one. Just looks like that. It kind of matches, but do I want to? Yeah, we're just gonna use this one. I'll just use whatever I have on my finger. And this one at the end, I think is called, real quick before I tell you guys, this paper is backwards. So that's why it's hard for me to tell you guys the name of the shades, because it doesn't correspond the way it should, because this paper is upside down. So just to let you guys know, I think it is called Galapagos. It's just the green dark one at the end, but I think that's what it's called. So I'm just going to use whatever I took on my finger and put it all over my eyelid. And not much came on. I'm not gonna lie, you guys, I'm a little disappointed in this palette. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do is I'm gonna get a flat brush like this, and I'm just gonna use it dry and see if I could pick up some of that eyeshadow on this brush. This is the Morphe M124 brush. Yeah, no, I don't like that. Let me try to do my finger again. And I'm just going to bring it into the matte that we did at the outer corner. Throw this all over the lid. And then we'll blend it right now with the brush that we used in the beginning, but I'm not really liking this look. I'm going to get no additional product, and I'm just going to blend it out. Okay, I am noticing that when I'm blending, the sparkle in that shade, the dark shade that we use, it's going away, the sparkle, so just becoming like a matte, almost like a matte dark color. So I guess I could have used that at the outer corner, huh? But I wanted to do it just because I thought it was gonna have too much sparkle. Yeah, and it's kind of fading away. I don't know if you're gonna be, it kind of looks choppy. And let me see if I can get closer. Like right in this area. Yeah, you guys, I am not a fan of this whatsoever. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do is I'm going to do the other eye off camera real quick and then fix this up, and then I'll come back and we'll do the face. So I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back, and this is what the eyes are looking like right now. It's fine. I did have to go back in with a more denser brush. I did use this Luxie 239 brush. Just looks like this. It's like almost like a flat brush, but it's more dense. I did go back in with that shade, that darker shade all over the lid, which was, what did I say it was called? I think Galapagos. I did use that. I packed it on, and then I blended it out with the M504 brush. It looks a little bit better, but like I said, it's nothing wowing about this palette. So we're gonna move on from this palette for right now. I'm gonna come back to it to do like the inner corner and the lower lash line. Let's move on to face. And for face, I am going to use this. This is not new, but it is new to me. I'm gonna use this Cali Ray So Blow and Blurring primer. Just looks like this. I've heard everybody talking about this, and I finally got my hands on it. That is what it looks like. It almost looks like a lotion. And then I'm just going to put it mainly in my T-zone. Smells good. It smells like oranges. I really like the smell of that. And then whatever I have left, I'm just going to put it all over the rest of my face. And don't mind my redness. It usually gets red when I touch my face, but I have like redness mainly right here on my nose, which I don't know why or where that's from, but okay, so actually this did make my skin look nice. Alright, I like it. Oh, I got eyeshadow from somewhere. But yeah, this is what it's looking like. I do like it. It is blurring, so we'll see how the foundation lays on top of this. But yeah, so far so good with that primer. Now moving on to foundation. I do have a newer foundation, but I have been using this for some time now. This is the Makeup by Mario Surreal Skin Foundation. It just looks like this. Like I said, I have used this like twice. As a matter of fact, hold on, let me get my notes because I did take down some notes. I do have thoughts, so give me 1 second. Okay, I went ahead and grabbed my notes just because it's been a while since I've actually used this foundation again. So this is what it looks like. I did forget to tell you, I am in the shade 7C, which is a good shade for me. It's not a bad shade for me. So the first time I used it with no primer because I wanted to see how it was with primer. And then I did use my Too Faced Peach Perfect powder just to set a little bit because I always set with the powder. And then I applied it with the brush and then went over it with the sponge just because I felt like it didn't give me a lot of coverage with the brush, which was weird for some reason. But yeah, I did go over it with the sponge, which normally I always do go over it with the sponge, any foundation. And then I had it on for almost 9.5 hours. I have on here on my notes, I had it from, I think, yeah, I put it on at 2 p.m. and then at around 8:40 I checked in to see how it looked, and it didn't look bad. So here's my thing with this foundation. It's not as bad as I thought it was gonna be. Like, some people have really hated this foundation, but it's not bad for me. The only problem I have with this is that it's not the coverage that I would like it to be. So if you're a medium to full coverage type of girl, you're not gonna like this foundation. I think it has very light coverage. Even trying to build it up, you're not gonna be able to build up this foundation. I find when I tried to build it up, it did not work. So that was the first day. After like the 9.5 hours when I checked, well, even before that, like I said, at around 8:40 it looked good, but it did wear off like on my chin and my nose, but just a tiny bit. Not as bad, like I said, as I thought it was gonna be, but it still didn't look bad, and it didn't make me look greasy. If anything, it just made me look a little bit dewy, but not in a bad way. Like I said, I didn't mind it. It's just the coverage I do not like. I also forgot to mention that you can see the shimmers when you're applying it to the face. Like for me, I was able to see the shimmer if I looked really closely up in like a mirror, but it wasn't bad. So just keep that in mind. You are going to be able to see the shimmer. I don't know if you could see the shimmer right now as if I show you guys, but yes, there is shimmer in this. And I was surprised. A lot of people complimented me on my makeup that day, the first time I wore it. So like I said, I liked it more than I thought I was. It's just the coverage. And I thought it was going to be comparable to this IT Cosmetics Your Skin But Better foundation, because it looks like it has shimmer in this when you're looking at it, but when you put it on your face, you cannot see the shimmer whatsoever. So I do think these are different. And if you want more coverage, this definitely has the coverage. This is more of a medium to full coverage, and this is a very light coverage. So I mean, it's not similar. I don't think it reminds me of each other, so just keep that in mind. I've heard people trying to compare the two, but I don't think these are comparable. It does have a pump, And then I do want to talk to you guys about the second day I put this foundation on. I did start putting it on at 12:45. Again, I used no primer. I just put powder underneath my eyes and nowhere else, just because I wanted to see if it was going to get greasy on me or look, you know, bad. But I did that, and then I only had cream blush and bronzer and no highlight because I wanted to see if you could see the shimmer still. And of course, like I said, you were able to see the shimmer. And then about 12:45 a.m., so 12 hours from the original time that I put it on, it started to break up again in the center of my face, my nose, my chin, my forehead. But I always have problems in that area, so I didn't really fault it for that. But again, it still didn't look bad. It does wear better after 8 hours. I don't think it looked bad whatsoever. But yeah, those were kind of my notes that I wanted to let you guys know. Sorry if I kept on looking at it. I just wanted to not forget anything and to let you guys know. But yeah, just the coverage is very light. But other than that, it's not a bad foundation. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to shake it real quick. And then I'm going to put on with a brush. I'm actually going to use the brush that I've been using to put it on, and I've been using this brush. It's just the one that comes out for the holidays. You don't need a lot of this, so just one pump should be plenty for the whole face if I can remember correctly. So yeah, I'm just going to put a little bit here, a little bit there. Oops, that was too much. There, and then just blend it out. Okay, this is what the foundation is looking like on my skin. This is one pump except for my nose. I did go in with a little bit of more of the foundation with a sponge, just because I always need to use a sponge with my nose. But yeah, this is what it looks like. It doesn't look bad on camera. I can see a little bit of the redness still peeking through, like in this area right here on my nose and on my side of my cheeks. But other than that, it doesn't look bad. But like I said, it is very light coverage. For concealer, I'm going to try this Urban Decay Stay Naked Quickie up to 24-hour multi-use concealer. It just looks like this. I do have mine in the shade 40 NN Light Medium. So hopefully this is a good shade for me. Again, this is what the packaging looks like. I am not going to use this sponge just because I never use, well, it's not even a sponge, it's a brush. I didn't know that. And I've heard that you have to wet it, but I'm just not going to do it. I'm going to use my own sponge to blend it out. So it comes with that, and then I think you have to twist it. Oh, but I can't open it. Did I? Oh, okay. Yeah, you just twist it open. It does have a doe foot applicator. It's pretty big. And then I'm just gonna put a little bit like right here, right here, right here, right here, right here, right here. I think that should be good. So let's go ahead and do one side first. I am gonna use, I'll use the sponges because it's right here and it's easier for me to use. Actually, maybe I'll use a brush in the inner corner just because I feel like that sponge is a little bit too big. I'm gonna use my Ref number 32 brush. It just looks like this. It's just an angle brush. I don't know if you're gonna be able to tell. Yeah, right there you're gonna be able to tell. And then I'll just use it right here. Maybe I'll spread it with the brush and then I'll top it with the sponge. So this is what it's looking like. Obviously I have to blend in the inner corners, but this has really good coverage. I like it. That actually covered up my redness from what the foundation didn't do, but I like that. I like that a lot. Wow, that looks really good, you guys. Let me do the other side real quick. This is what the concealer looks like, and I am loving the way this concealer looks, you guys. Loving, loving, loving. I am really surprised. That looks really nice. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on to powder. I was going to use like my own powder, something that wasn't new, but I do have 2 other powders that are new in my collection that I kind of want to try. I have the NARS Soft Matte Advanced Perfecting Powder. Just looks like this. I do have it in this shade. What shade is this? Does not. Oh yeah, Cove, I believe. So these shades were kind of a little bit weird for me. This one isn't my perfect shade. It's a little bit too light for me. But the next one above this one would look too dark, and it looked like it was gonna oxidize on me. So I didn't want to go another shade up. And then the one lower, I'm not sure if there was one lower than this, but if there was, it was probably too light for me. So I'm not going to use this underneath my eyes. I think I want to use the Charlotte Tilbury one under my eyes, and then we'll use the NARS all over my face. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Brightening Flawless Finish. I have mine in the shade Fair Medium, just like this. This isn't new, but I was finally able to get my hands on it. This was so hard to find. But yeah, I'm just going to use this for my under eyes, and for my under eyes I think I'm going to use a puff, just because I've heard so many people say the puff is good to use with this. And then this is what the packaging looks like, really pretty packaging. And then the powder scares me. Hopefully it doesn't leave a white cast on my under eyes. So let's look for a puff. I'm going to use this one. This one is clean, and this one is for Makeup Forever. It came in their loose powder, so I'm just going to go ahead and use this. What I'm going to do first, though, is I'm going to make sure I have no creases in under my eyes, and then we'll set. So let's just tap over real quick with the sponge, and then I'll get, I don't know how much of this I should get on my brush. I'm going to get like that much. I don't know if that's too much. We'll just go for it and see. And then put it underneath my eyes. I don't know how I feel about this. I am going to take a picture to see if I have flash on it, but we will see. Again, that much. I kind of feel like that's too much, but we will see. I mean, it did make it look brightening, but I don't know if it looks anything better. So I'm going to leave it like that, but I'm not 100% sure about this. So let's go ahead and move on to the NARS powder. What did I do with it? Oh, right here. I'm not sure what I need to use to put this on. It says dip brush into powder, then tap off excess. Dip brush. Apply to the face using circular motions, starting in the center of the face and working outwards until blended. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to use my, where is it at? Oh, I hope I could find it. It's the one from It Cosmetics. It's like almost a kabuki brush style, like this. Okay, I found it. I want to use this brush. This is the It Cosmetics Heavenly Luxe Flat Top Buffing Foundation number 6, I believe. Just looks like this. I'm going to just do that because it's been sitting with my brushes. So let's go ahead and try this. Hopefully it comes out good. I'm a little afraid. I'm not going to lie. So this is, wow, this is very little. Like the packaging is not big whatsoever. I like that. Okay, this is good. And then this is, oh, I hope this is not too light. That is what that looks like. Like I said, this is in the shade Cove. So it says again what dip brush into powder. Apply to the face using circular motions starting in the center. Okay, so dip it into the powder. Ooh, this is dusty. Take the excess off. Then tap off excess. Just says tap off excess like that. So I'm going to do that, and then starting in the center, circular motions. gonna do it like this just because I did put that Charlotte Tilbury one underneath my eyes, so I'm just gonna kind of tap it and then do this. I mean, I could see the powder, it's on there, so that's what it looks like. It's smoothing, but I do have to say this is a little bit too light for me. That's the only problem. And I am noticing a little bit does go a long way with this powder, so definitely tap off the excess. Almost lost my brush there, but yeah, this is what it's looking like so far. So I'm tapping it in my skin and then I'm doing circular motions, but this is what one side looks like. Let me do the nose real quick. The nose, I'm not going to really much do it. If I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it very lightly, like the circular motions, just because I do have problems on my nose with anything staying. But that does not look bad whatsoever on my nose. That is like the true test. Okay. So again, this is what one side is looking like. Not bad, but yeah, it is a little bit too light for me. So I'm going to go ahead and do the other side and then we'll move on to the rest. Actually, no. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put this powder on and then I'll let you guys watch, but I'm going to do this. I'm going to put this One Size Made for Shade bronzer on. This isn't new, but it is new to me. I've never tried it before. So I'm going to go ahead and put this one on and then we'll come back. Shoot. I wanted to use this stick blush. It's a cream blush. I think we'll still be able to use this one. So yeah, I'll go ahead and I'll do the bronzer and then we'll come back and then we'll do the blush together and the rest of the stuff. So I'll be right back. Okay guys, bronzer is on and I don't like this. I agree with everybody else. It's just too finicky. At first when I applied it, it looked okay, but then when I started to do the other side, it just started to get too pigmented and too patchy. So yeah, I just feel like it's very uneven, and I do have it in the shade Light Trio just in case if I didn't mention it, but yeah, I would pass on this one. It's not my favorite. So let's go ahead and move on to blush. And for blush, I did want to try this multi-stick in the shade Orgasm Rush. It just looks like this. Sorry if you could hear those sirens out there, and then my stomach is growling. I'm so hungry right now, but this is what it looks like. And then again, that is what the shade looks like. How would I want to try this? Let's see. Do I even want to mess with that? Actually, no. I'm going to try this for a different day just because I'm nervous. I'm so scared to try this. Let's see. Do I have a small? We'll try it. Let's just try it a little bit. This is the Real Techniques 405 brush. It just looks like this. And I'm just going to get a small amount of this on my brush. Ooh, my stomach is growling. And then let me just, oh yeah, I didn't get that much, so I'm just gonna go like this. I actually dipped it in the back of my hand to see how much pigment it was, but it's not that bad. So let's just kind of tap it on the cheeks. Oh yeah, it's definitely getting patchy, but that's because we have already powders on. So don't do what I just did. Definitely put this on before powder because it's gonna ruin your makeup, but we tried it, it's fine. I mean, it's not really lifting, but this is what it looks like. I think I made a mistake doing that. I'm just gonna tap around it. Yeah, it still doesn't look bad. Okay, cool. But that's what that color looks like. And then I'm not even going to put this on my nose because I already know it will lift my foundation and all that stuff that I have on my nose. But we know now that this does not work with powder products already on the face. Yeah, so it kind of lifted my foundation, but that was my mistake. That's my fault. But yeah, so that's what that looks like. Now let's go ahead and move on to the blush quad. Now for this one, I did go ahead and I pulled out some of the NARS blushes that I have in my collection just to compare it. But this is what the new NARS one, oops, sorry. This is what the quad looks like. Just again, same kind of packaging. And then again, the same type of deal. And then this has the shades Swinger, Orgasm X, Orgasm, and Orgasm Rush. And then that's what it looks like. It does come with 3 blushes and then 1 highlight, but I'm not going to use the highlight today just because I feel like it's going to be too dark on my skin. Let's see. Oh yeah, that's going to be too dark, I think. I could probably make that work for summertime, but for right now, I think it's going to be too dark. I have heard people use this one right here, which I think is called Orgasm Rush, as a bronzer, but I think that's just going to be too glowy for a bronzer on my skin. Yeah, so I'm not going to use that, but I will use the blushes. Okay, I did go ahead and I swatched all the orgasms that I had in my palette. So this top one is the new one from the new palette, this one, the quad, and then these 3 I'll tell you. So the second one right here is from the single orgasm blush, and I'll show you real quick what it looks like. Just looks like that. And then the next one right here is from the Orgasm X little palette right here. I think it's called the cheek palette. It just looks like this. And again, this orgasm right here is in the middle. This one's Orgasm X. I did compare that one to the new palette, but that's orgasm right there in the middle. And again, it's this one right here. And then the last one is from this cheek palette. It's the Orgasm on the Beach cheek palette, and it just looks like this. Again, orgasm right here. That's what that is compared to all of the ones in the palettes that I have. Now I will say the one from the new cheek palette is a little bit more poppy than the other 3. I don't know if maybe because I've had the other ones in my collection a little bit longer or what it is, but yeah, you can kind of tell. They look, you know, close enough, but like I said, this one in the new palette is more brighter, and it looks like it has more shimmer than the other ones. So I don't know. Again, they're too similar to tell, especially on the cheeks. And then I did go ahead and I swatched the new Orgasm X from this palette, and then I swatched it with the one from this palette. So Orgasm X is in this one, and it's this last one right here, I believe. Yes. So that's what those 2 look like. I do feel like they are different. I feel like this is more of a mauve tone type brownish nudish color, and I feel like this one is more peachy pink coral. I don't know really how to explain it. More of a pinkier color. I feel like these 2 are definitely different, even though they're both the Orgasm X shades. I do like the new one a little bit more than the one from the older palette. But yeah, those are the swatches that I wanted to compare for you guys. I do want to compare real quick this shade. I think it's called Mandalay. It's this one right here. I do want to compare it to the Rush shade. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to take the Rush, which is this one right here, and I'm going to compare it to the one that I said. So let's go ahead and swatch it real quick. Oh yeah, they're different. So this one is from the new palette, and then this one is from the old palette. Oh, but those do look similar, huh? Oh yeah, I don't think you're going to be able to tell on the cheek. So I kind of feel like they do look similar, on the hand when I'm looking at it like this. So I kind of feel like those are the exact same ones now. They just changed the name. Because that is very, very similar. And like I said, if you were to put this on the cheeks, you wouldn't be able to tell the difference. So yeah, I do feel like there are definitely a lot of dupes and similar products in other NARS formulas and other products that they have. So I don't know, I don't really like that, but yeah, I just wanted to go ahead and compare these for you guys. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to clean up the swatches, and then we will go ahead and I will put on one of the blushes from the new quad. You guys, I am so mad at myself. I forgot I wanted to use this. This is from Rare Beauty. This is the Positive Light Under Eye Brightener. I do have the shade Light Medium. I wanted to use it and I forgot about it. It was with the other stuff that I have to use, and yeah, I forgot. So I'm gonna have to use this in another video, but don't you worry, I'm gonna have another one of these types of videos because I have so much new makeup that I want to try out. So we will go ahead and save this for another video. But I wanted to use it so bad today. That's a bummer. So what we're gonna go ahead and do is I'm gonna put on one of these blushes. I think I'm gonna use Orgasm Rush, which is this shade right here. I'm just gonna pop a little bit of that onto my cheeks, and I'm gonna use this It Cosmetics 227 Flawless Blush. Just looks like this. It's more of a dense brush. I feel like with these products from NARS, you have to use a more denser brush. So yeah, this is a little bit dense, but not too dense. And then hopefully that's not too loud. I'm just gonna tap a little bit of this off on my what's it called? My towel that I have, and then I'm just gonna, ooh, that is pigmented. I kind of feel like this blush doesn't go with the eyeshadow, but that's okay. But yeah, this is what it looks like. That is really pretty. It's just a little bit too much, so I'm gonna go ahead and just take my dual fiber brush and just blend this a little bit. Yeah, but that is pretty. I like that a lot. It does have some shimmer to it, so just be careful. It does have some glow. If I really wanted to, I didn't have to put on highlighter, but I am going to put on highlighter today. But yeah, that doesn't look bad. It's just be very careful because this is very, very pigmented. And then I'm not going to get no more extra product. I'm just going to do whatever I have left on my nose. That's what that looks like. So what I'm going to go ahead and do now is let's move on to highlighter. And for highlighter, I do want to try one of these Rare Beauty highlighters. This is called the Positive Light Illuminator. I have two shades. I have it in Enlighten, which is this one, and then Exhilarate. This one is the lighter one, just because I didn't know which shade I'd be, so I went ahead and got two. I think I got the lightest shade and then the second lightest shade, if I'm not mistaken. So, oh, these are just a little bit hard to open, so be careful, especially if you have nails. But yeah, this is what Enlighten looks like. This is the lightest one. And then Exhilarate is the second to lightest, I believe. But do not quote me. And then that's what that looks like. So I think what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to put this one on first. And then if I feel like it's a little bit too dark, I'll go ahead and put a little bit of this one on. And then I did go ahead and I picked up the brush that goes with it. This is the Positive Light Illuminator brush, I believe. And it just looks like this. It might be too flimsy for my taste, but we're still going to go ahead and try it. Go ahead and dip my brush in there, and then I don't know if you could tell, I'm gonna probably tap it off a little bit, or just go like that. Oh yeah. And then let's do this side. I feel like I have too much blush, but blush, ooh, can you tell? Oh yeah, you could tell. Look at that. Ooh, this is, I did the second. Wow. Okay, so this will definitely enhance texture, so be very, very careful. I'm actually gonna just throw this in my brow bone as well, just kind of like that. I gotta do my eyebrows, they look horrible right now. But whoa, baby, that is pigmented. So I feel like if you had texture on your cheeks, this is gonna enhance it. So be very, very careful with this. Yeah, you could definitely tell. Like, I have texture and it's emphasizing the texture. But if you don't have like texture like that, it probably will look better. But it's fine. But since I'm getting older, I just feel like highlighter doesn't look as good on me as it used to. So I'm gonna give it another try. I'm only gonna stick to the one from Exhilarate, so the second shade. I'll save the lighter one for maybe the inner corners or something. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll use that for the inner corner. So let me go ahead and finish putting this on. Okay, I am back. My hair is done. So off camera, I just want to tell you guys what I did real quick. I did go ahead and I used this for my eyebrows. This is from Merit. I'm not 100% sure. This is called the Volumizing Pomade. Yeah, I just have it in the shade Black Brown. I do have an affiliate link if you want to purchase anything from Merit. I will have it down in the description box. I do like it. Do I say it's like my favorite? No, not really. And the price is kind of expensive, but kind of not. It's one of those things where you gotta kind of weigh your options of what you want to spend or how much you want to spend on a pomade. But I do like it. It's fine. And then I did go ahead and I sprayed my face with the Smashbox setting spray. Just looks like this. And then I did put this Tower 28 mascara on my eyelashes. Now, I'm not 100% sure if I had this in my yearly fails, but if I did, I kind of changed my mind. This is fine. The only thing I will say is that you have to, for me, not for you, but for me, I have to let it dry out a little bit and then I like it more. As soon as like I took it from the tube when I used it the first time, I didn't like it, but the more I let it sit in the tube, the more I like it. So it's fine. I just gotta play with it some more. And then I did go ahead and I used this Cali Ray Surf Proof Glide Eye eyeliner. It's in black. This is new to me, so I did, like I said, go ahead and try that out. I gotta try it out some more. Like I said, I just barely put it on right now, so we will see if it smears and does all that crazy stuff that I do not want a waterproof eyeliner to do. So I will let you know somewhere here or in the description box of how this wore. And then I did go ahead, I did do my under eyes with this shade right here. I believe it's called Seven Heaven. No, I don't, yeah, it might be. I think, yeah, it is Seven Heaven. This one I just put it in the lash underneath. And then I did go ahead and I tried to put this one is in the shade Hot Wired in my inner corner, but it was a little bit too dark, so I did go ahead and I went in with the Rare Beauty highlighter in Enlighten, so it looks a little bit better. But yeah, so that's what I went ahead and did. Now let's go ahead and do lips together. I do have this new lip liner from Tarte. This is the Maracuja Juicy Lip Liner. It just looks like this. I do have mine in the shade Soft Pink. Go ahead and swatch it for you guys real quick. This is a retractable liner, so I'm going to go ahead and do that with the lip liner. And then I do have this liquid lipstick. I don't think this is new, but it is new to me. This is the Dior Forever Liquid Transfer Proof Matte Liquid Lipstick. I have mine in the shade 100 Forever Nude Look. So that's what the packaging looks like. Let me see if I can get a little bit closer so you guys can maybe read what that says. Hopefully you can. If not, I will have it linked down in the description box. And then this is what the color looks like. It's just a nude color. And then I'll go ahead and swatch this as well next to the lip liner so you guys can see. Oh yeah, that's gonna go perfect with each other. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do that real quick. Okay, that's what the lip liner looks like. That's a really pretty color. I don't see pink. I see more of like a nude color, but I don't care. I don't mind. So let's go ahead and put the lipstick on top of that. Okay guys, this is the final look. What do we think? I actually like the way it turned out. So let's real quick go over the products that I liked, that were okay, and that were not my favorite. So let's start off with the products that I actually really did like. it was my favorite. Let's start with the liquid lipstick from Dior. So far, yeah, I do like it. It does feel comfortable. I like the color. Let's see if it's transfer proof. It's not really transfer proof. I still see a little bit of lipstick right there, but that's okay. It's still not bad. I kind of have a feeling I didn't let it sit all the way through, but that's fine. And then I do like this lip liner from Tarte. Nothing bad with it. And then I do like these highlighters a lot, but I will say if you have textured skin, you're probably not gonna like it, but I was able to make it work. I don't mind. They're fine, you know. I would recommend just getting one though. I do like the one in Exhilarate a little bit more. It's more of my skin tone, so I really did like those. The powder I do like. I'm gonna have to play with it some more different ways. I will tell you though, right now I am looking a little bit oily already. So I think what I'm going to do is well, let's do that right now. As a matter of fact, I'm going to take a little bit of this powder and then just kind of press it in the center of my face, like right here. So I don't look too oily. Kind of have a feeling that I put a little bit too much of that highlighter on my face, but oh yeah, that looks way better. Oh wow. Okay, so yes, I do like this powder a lot, but I will keep on testing it out some more. And then I did like this one from Charlotte Tilbury, the eye brightener. Do I think it made my eyes really bright? I don't know, but I did like it regardless. This what's it called, the Urban Decay Stay Naked Quickie Concealer, I really did like this a lot. It did not settle into my fine lines. It looks smooth. It doesn't look cakey. It gave me really good coverage. I really did enjoy this one a lot. Then the Cali Ray Primer, I did like. It did make my skin look smooth. My skin does look smooth in the center where I did put this, so I really did enjoy this. Now let's move on to the products that were just okay for me. The Makeup by Mario foundation, it was fine. It's not as bad as a lot of people have said it is. The only thing, like I said, for me, it doesn't have enough coverage, so I would have liked this to have more coverage. This isn't a buildable foundation, so if you're more of a medium to full coverage, you're not going to get that with this foundation. Then the products from NARS, they were fine. This, what is it, the multi-stick, it's fine. I'm gonna have to play with it some more. I kind of used it the wrong way, so that was my fault, but I will use this again. And then the Foreplay Blush Quad, again, it was fine, but I have these colors in my collection already. This isn't necessary. This is an expensive quad. I think this is like $30 to $38. I'm not 100% sure, but it's fine. But if you have these in your collection already, you don't need this. And then the eyeshadow palette, again, the same thing. It's fine, but I have a lot of these colors already in my collection. They're repeat colors for me. I will say though, at first I thought all these were like shimmers. This dark one that I used, it does have shimmer in the pan. Let's see. Oh yeah, you could definitely see it has shimmer in the pan. But once you put it onto your eyes, you can't see the shimmer. Kind of goes away. So yeah, you can't see the shimmer really. And then the only thing that I didn't like in today's video was this one size bronzer. It is what people say it is. I know a lot of people didn't like it, and I agree with them. It was just finicky for me. At first, it looked like it was going to look good on my skin, but then when I started to use it on the other side, it started to get too patchy and just kind of muddy on my skin. So I don't love this one. This one was the only fail for me though. Alright you guys, that is it for today's video. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and don't forget, if you're not already subscribed, I would love if you would subscribe to my channel, and let me know in the comments down below what you thought of these products. If you have them in your collection, are they worth it? Do you like it? Do you not like it? Let me know. I would love to hear from you guys. But until the next time, I will catch you guys later. Bye!